In the vastness of space, the Galactic Council ruled with an iron fist. They controlled many planets and held great power over the galaxy. However, deep within their ranks, a secret was brewing. A hidden fleet capable of immense destruction lay in wait, hidden from the eyes of the universe. This fleet was the Council's trump card, a force they could unleash if anyone dared to oppose them. On Earth, a young man named Alex worked as a low-level technician at a space agency. He loved his job, but he often felt that there was more to the universe than what he was told. One night, while repairing a satellite, he intercepted a strange signal. Curiosity piqued, he began to decode it. What he discovered shook him to his core. The signal revealed plans for a hidden fleet stationed in an undisclosed location, ready to strike at a moment's notice. Heart pounding, Alex knew he had to act quickly. He sent the decoded message to his superiors, but he worried they would not take him seriously. After all, who would believe a mere technician? As the minutes ticked by, he felt a mix of fear and excitement. What if this information was real? What if the Council planned to invade Earth? The next day, a meeting was called at the United Nations. World leaders gathered, their faces lined with worry. They discussed recent tensions with the Galactic Council, who had been growing increasingly aggressive in their demands. Alex was invited to present his findings. He stood in front of the leaders, his hands shaking as he spoke. "Ladies and gentlemen, I have found evidence that the Galactic Council has a hidden fleet. They could use it to attack Earth," he declared, his voice barely above a whisper. The room fell silent. Eyes widened in disbelief. Some leaders exchanged glances, while others shook their heads in doubt. "Do you have proof?" one leader asked skeptically. Alex quickly shared the decoded message, hoping it would convince them. He saw some faces change from doubt to concern, but others remained unconvinced. "It could be a hoax," one diplomat said dismissively. "We cannot jump to conclusions based on one technician's report." Frustrated, Alex fought to maintain his composure. "If we do not take this seriously, we might be caught off guard. We have to prepare." As the discussion continued, whispers filled the room. The tension was palpable. Finally, a renowned military general stood up. "I have fought against the Council before. They are not to be underestimated. If there is even a small chance that this fleet exists, we must prepare for the worst." His words struck a chord. More leaders began to nod in agreement. With newfound urgency, the leaders decided to form a task force to investigate. They needed more information about the fleet and the Council's true intentions. Alex felt a mix of relief and anxiety. He had done his part, but now the weight of the situation rested heavily on his shoulders. Days turned into weeks as the task force gathered intelligence. Alex worked alongside top scientists and military officials, but time was running out. Reports began to leak from the Council about their upcoming plans, and fear spread like wildfire across the globe. People started to panic, fearing an invasion. News channels broadcasted alerts, and citizens stocked up on supplies. As people prepared for the worst, Alex felt the weight of responsibility. He had sparked this awareness, and now he couldn't shake the feeling that he needed to do more. He reached out to his contacts, desperate to learn anything that could help the task force. He dug deeper into the Council's activities, searching for clues that might reveal the fleet's location. One night, while scanning through restricted files, he stumbled upon a lead. A small, encrypted message hinted at a hidden base near a distant planet. Heart racing, he knew this could be the breakthrough they needed. He quickly shared the information with the task force. "Good work, Alex," one of the generals exclaimed. "This could change everything." But deep down, he knew the real challenge lay ahead. The Council would not take kindly to anyone snooping around. The secret of the fleet was out, and the game had only just begun. As the pressure mounted, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that the Council was watching them. What would happen if they found out about the task force? Would they strike first? The fate of Earth now hung in the balance, and the fight for survival was just beginning. As news of the Galactic Council's hidden fleet spread, panic took hold of Earth. The once bustling cities fell silent as people began to grasp the seriousness of the situation. Rumors circulated like wildfire, and fear seeped into every corner of society. Grocery stores saw long lines as citizens rushed to stock up on food, water, and supplies. Shelves emptied quickly, and the anxiety in the air was palpable. In the heart of New York City, the United Nations building buzzed with urgent meetings. World leaders gathered, faces grim and tense. Alex, still shaken from his earlier presentation, sat among them, feeling the weight of their worry. He watched as the leaders debated fiercely, each arguing about what actions to take next. "This fleet could attack at any moment," one leader shouted, slamming his hand on the table. "We must prepare for war." Others nodded, but some looked hesitant. "We need to consider diplomatic options. Attacking first could lead to disaster," another leader cautioned. Alex listened closely, knowing how fragile the situation was. While some leaders called for immediate military action, others urged caution, fearing that any wrong move could provoke the council. Tensions ran high, and each passing hour seemed to add to the chaos. Back in the streets, fear spread beyond the walls of power. Social media buzzed with news and conspiracy theories. Hashtags like "One Galactic Fear" and "Term Council Attack" trended worldwide. People shared their worries, and the mood darkened with every new post. What if they invade tonight? One tweet read, "Are we ready for a war?" Another questioned. Alex felt the weight of responsibility. He had set this in motion, and now the world was reacting with fear. He decided to take action. He reached out to his friend Maya, a journalist known for her investigative work. "We need to inform people, but we also need to keep them calm," he said over the phone. Maya agreed and suggested they hold a press conference to share factual information while encouraging unity. The next day, Alex and Maya stood in front of a crowd of reporters. Cameras flashed as they took their places at the podium. "We understand that many of you are scared," Alex began, his voice steady but urgent. "But we must not panic. The task force is working hard to gather more information and protect our planet." Maya added, "We encourage everyone to remain calm and support one another. Panic will not help us face the challenges ahead." Their words resonated with some, but many still felt uneasy. A reporter shouted, "What if the council attacks while you gather information? Are we prepared?" Alex exchanged worried glances with Maya. "We are taking every precaution," he replied. "Our military is on high alert, and we will do everything in our power to ensure safety." But deep down, he knew that reassurance could only go so far. As days turned into weeks, anxiety only grew. Military bases across the globe ramped up security. Soldiers trained harder, preparing for a possible confrontation. Families huddled together, discussing what they would do if an attack came. "We should have a plan," one father told his children. "Stay close to each other, and if anything happens, find shelter." In schools, teachers struggled to maintain a sense of normalcy. "We need to keep learning," one teacher said, trying to ease the fear. But even the youngest students could sense the tension. Children whispered during recess, wondering if they would see aliens in their neighborhoods. Meanwhile, in hidden corners of the galaxy, the Galactic Council observed the chaos. They smiled at the fear they had instigated. It was exactly what they wanted. A frightened enemy was easier to control. The Council's leaders met in secret, discussing their plans. "Let them panic," one leader said, smirking. "When the time is right, we will strike." Back on Earth, Alex and the task force continued their work, sifting through intelligence reports and trying to piece together the Council's plans. Every new piece of information brought more questions. They needed to find the fleet before it was too late. As fear gripped the planet, Alex vowed to do everything he could to uncover the truth. He understood that the stakes were high and failure was not an option. With every tick of the clock, the pressure mounted. Would they be ready when the Council finally revealed their hand? The fate of Earth depended on it. The atmosphere on Earth grew heavier with fear and uncertainty. With each passing day, the threat of the Galactic Council's hidden fleet loomed larger. As panic spread, Alex realized that unity was their best chance for survival. He began to reach out to different groups, hoping to unite humans from all walks of life. At a bustling cafe in San Francisco, Alex met with Maya and several influential community leaders. They sat around a table, their expressions serious. "We need to come together," Alex said firmly. "If we want to stand a chance against the Council, we must unite our resources and knowledge." Maya nodded in agreement. "We can't fight this alone. We need scientists, engineers, military experts, everyone who can help us prepare." The leaders exchanged determined looks, understanding the urgency of the situation. They started brainstorming ideas on how to bring people together. Meanwhile, the military began to act. A high-ranking general, General Harris, announced that a coalition of forces would be formed to face the Council's potential threat. They called for volunteers from all branches of the military and anyone with skills relevant to defense and technology. Across the globe, people responded to the call. Engineers, computer experts, and ordinary citizens with a passion for their planet joined the effort. Communities organized rallies, sharing resources and knowledge. In every corner of the world, the message was clear: Earth would not go down without a fight. Back at the task force headquarters, Alex was busy coordinating efforts. The room buzzed with activity as teams worked on various projects. Some focused on building defenses, while others researched alien technology. Alex and Maya worked together, collecting data and forming strategies. One evening, a particularly promising lead came through. A young scientist named Liam had uncovered information about the Council's communication systems. "If we can disrupt their signals, we might gain a significant advantage," he explained excitedly. "We could confuse them, making it harder for them to coordinate their fleet." Inspired by Liam's idea, Alex and Maya quickly organized a meeting with the newly formed coalition. They explained the plan and encouraged everyone to contribute their skills. "We must work together to make this happen," Alex urged. "If we can break their communication, we can buy ourselves valuable time." As the coalition grew, so did their resolve. Groups formed across cities, focusing on different aspects of the defense plan. One group was dedicated to creating makeshift shelters, while another worked on developing makeshift weapons. Even artists joined in, designing posters and banners to boost morale. As the days passed, a sense of hope began to replace the fear that had taken root. People shared stories of resilience and bravery, inspiring one another. They held community events to raise funds for supplies and equipment. The sense of unity was palpable. Strangers became friends as they worked side by side for a common goal. However, the Council remained a constant threat in the background. They watched as Earth's defenses grew stronger, their confidence rising as they prepared to strike. Their leaders debated their next move, unaware that humanity was uniting against them. On a chilly night, the coalition held a large gathering in a central park. Alex took the stage, standing before a crowd of hopeful faces. "We are stronger together," he shouted, his voice echoing in the night. "We will not let fear divide us. Together we will face whatever comes." The crowd erupted in cheers, their spirits lifted. As they shared stories of bravery and dreams of a united future, Alex felt a surge of hope. They were no longer just individuals, they were a force to be reckoned with. In the days that followed, the coalition worked tirelessly. They tested equipment, ran simulations, and developed strategies. With each passing hour, their confidence grew. They trained hard, knowing that they were preparing for a battle that would determine the fate of their world. As they united against the Galactic Council, Alex knew that the time for action was drawing near. The hidden fleet might be ready, but so was Earth. And in this fight for survival, humanity had found its strength in unity. They were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, determined to protect their home at all costs. The days leading up to the planned strike against the Galactic Council were filled with tension and excitement. Alex and the coalition had worked hard to gather intelligence about the hidden fleet. They felt ready, but nerves were high. They knew this mission could change everything. As dawn broke on the day of the operation, the coalition gathered at a secure location, a makeshift command center. The air buzzed with anticipation. Soldiers, scientists, and volunteers mingled, checking their equipment and preparing for the task ahead. Alex stood before them, his heart racing. "Today, we take the fight to them," he announced. "We have worked too hard to back down now." Maya stood beside him, her voice steady. "Remember, our goal is to disrupt their communications. If we can confuse them, we can gain a crucial advantage." Everyone nodded, their faces reflecting determination and resolve. With final preparations complete, they set out on their mission. They traveled in groups to various locations, each tasked with specific roles. Some would work on the ground, while others operated drones and technology from a distance. The coalition was well organized, a testament to their hard work and unity. As they approached the designated area, a remote planet that was home to the Council's hidden fleet, Alex could feel the tension in the air. The planet was shrouded in mist, making it difficult to see. They moved quietly, using the cover of darkness to their advantage. Every step felt crucial. They knew the Council could be watching. Suddenly, alarms blared in the distance. The Council had detected their presence. "We need to move faster," Maya shouted, her voice cutting through the chaos. Alex's heart raced as he and his team sprinted toward their target. They reached the outskirts of the base where the hidden fleet was stationed. The sight was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. Rows of massive ships loomed in the shadows, ready for battle. "This is it," Alex whispered to himself. "We have to succeed." Liam, the young scientist, worked quickly to set up a device designed to disrupt the Council's communications. "I need a few minutes," he called out, his fingers flying over the controls. Meanwhile, the rest of the team took positions, keeping watch for any signs of the Council's forces. Minutes felt like hours as they waited. Tension crackled in the air. Suddenly, a group of alien guards appeared, scanning the area. Alex held his breath, hoping they wouldn't spot them. The guards moved closer, and Alex could see their weapons glinting in the dim light. "Get ready," he whispered urgently. The team braced for a confrontation. Just as the guards were about to pass, Liam shouted, "I'm almost done! Hold them off!" Without thinking, Alex jumped into action. He signaled to the others, and they all took their positions. As the guards approached, the Coalition launched their surprise attack. They used smoke bombs to create confusion, filling the air with thick clouds. "Now!" Alex yelled, and they sprang into action. The sound of shouting and weapons echoed as they fought back. Alex's heart pounded in his chest as he maneuvered through the chaos, determined to protect his team. Liam finally activated the disruption device. A loud hum filled the air, followed by a series of sparks. "It's working!" he shouted, excitement in his voice. The Council's communication systems began to falter, and chaos erupted among the alien guards. Alex seized the moment. "Let's go!" he urged the team, and they pressed forward, fighting their way toward the heart of the fleet. They encountered fierce resistance, but the Coalition's unity and determination fueled their fight. As they reached the main control center of the fleet, Alex felt a surge of hope. They had come this far, they couldn't turn back now. The team worked quickly to access the main systems, aiming to gather critical intelligence on the fleet's capabilities. Suddenly, an alarm blared louder than before. "They're on to us!" Maya yelled. "We need to finish this fast!" With a final push, the team completed their mission, downloading vital data before they had to retreat. As they escaped the base, the Council's forces regrouped, but the Coalition had created enough chaos to make their escape. They regrouped on their transport ships, hearts racing with adrenaline. "We did it!" Liam exclaimed, breathing heavily. "We got the data we needed." The team cheered, filled with a sense of accomplishment. They had struck a significant blow against the Galactic Council. As they soared back to Earth, Alex looked out at the stars, a newfound determination burning in his heart. This bold move had shifted the balance, but the fight was far from over. They had proven that unity could bring hope against the darkness, and they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As the Coalition's ships soared through space, the atmosphere was electric with excitement and relief. They had achieved a monumental victory against the Galactic Council. The vital data they had collected would change everything. Alex felt a sense of hope blooming within him, a feeling he hadn't dared to embrace until now. Back on Earth, preparations were already underway. News of the Coalition's daring mission spread quickly, igniting a fire of hope among the people. Communities that had once been gripped by fear were now buzzing with energy and determination. "We can do this!" became the rallying cry, echoing through schools, offices, and homes. In the command center, Alex and Maya gathered with their team to analyze the data. They spread maps and schematics across the table, the glow of screens illuminating their focused faces. "This information shows the Council's fleet size and capabilities," Liam explained, pointing to various points on the map. "We can exploit their weaknesses." The room erupted in conversation, ideas flowing freely. Strategies formed as they discussed how to counter the Council's strengths. They discovered that the Council's communication systems were vulnerable, especially when disrupted. "If we can hit them again at the right moment, we could cripple their operations," Maya suggested, her eyes sparkling with excitement. With newfound confidence, the Coalition began planning their next move. They would strike again, but this time with a stronger force and a well-thought-out plan. Alex felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders, but he also felt empowered by the unity and determination of those around him. As the Coalition prepared for their next operation, Alex took time to reflect on how far they had come. People from all over the world had joined forces, putting aside their differences for a common cause. It was a powerful reminder that when faced with a crisis, humanity could unite and achieve incredible things. The day of the new operation arrived. This time, they planned to send a larger team to hit the Council's main base, located on a distant planet. The stakes were higher, but so was their resolve. Alex stood before the assembled coalition members, looking at the faces of the brave men and women who had come together for this fight. "Today we show the Council that we will not back down," he declared, his voice strong and clear. "Together we can win!" As the ships departed for the mission, a sense of purpose filled the air. Each crew member knew the risks, but was determined to fight for their planet. They flew through space, adrenaline coursing through their veins. When they arrived at the Council's base, Alex felt a familiar mix of excitement and fear. They had trained for this moment, but the reality of facing the Council weighed heavily on his mind. He took a deep breath, grounding himself in the mission ahead. They initiated their attack, moving in formation and utilizing the intelligence they had gathered. The Coalition's ships engaged with the Council's forces, laser beams flashing and explosions lighting up the sky. It was a chaotic dance of strategy and bravery, with each member playing a crucial role. In the heat of battle, Alex felt the unity of the Coalition strengthen. They worked seamlessly together, each individual trusting the others to do their part. When one ship faltered, others were there to cover. They were no longer just a group of people, they were a family, fighting for their home. As the battle raged on, they finally reached the control center of the Council. Alex led a team inside, determined to take down their operations once and for all. They fought their way through guards, adrenaline pushing them forward. With each alien they defeated, the hope of victory grew. Finally, they reached the central control room. "We need to shut this down," Alex yelled. Liam worked quickly at the console, his fingers flying over the controls. "Almost there," he shouted. The tension in the room was palpable as time seemed to slow. With a final keystroke, the screens flickered, and the control center went dark. The Council's operations were crippled. Cheers erupted from the team, but they knew their fight wasn't over yet. They had struck a significant blow, but the Council would not back down easily. As they made their way back to their ships, Alex felt a sense of hope like never before. Humanity had risen to the challenge, united against a common enemy. They had fought bravely and accomplished what many thought impossible. The path ahead was uncertain, but now they had the strength and unity to face whatever came next. With the Coalition standing strong, Alex knew that this was only the beginning. Together they would rise again, ready to protect their world and ensure that hope would always prevail.